foster trust and shared responsibility. I know it's appropriate to be repetitive, but how often do we need to restate positive trust or the different language?
Well, I didn't see it in the bolded statement. I think it's good to have it in the bolded.
The first one up here in the box, it says community to foster trust and shared responsibility.
Right. I still like it down there in 2.3.3 now that we found it. Because when you say ongoing relationships, I think it's an important stress point to say they're positive. We want to establish and foster positive relationships. Ongoing is a good word because they're not one time. But I think those are some of the words that you can't use enough, and you should fold it down. I'm shoving it down into, by the way, I'm out of my turf and into yours. I just want you to know I'm aware of that. I'm walking not on my turf. But we lost it in ours because 2.6 is missing, so that's why I'm bringing it up. The word positive, I think, is a good word because we have on two, supportive family and community involvement, we went from 6 to 3. And so how does, well, we went from 6 to 3, but 1 got moved, so we really went from 5 to 3, which means we lost kind of a couple in the bolded goals, and those are the ones that really we put together as the overarching summary for the public. All those in bold, and we lost some, so I'm just asking, would you like to see some returned in some way up to the bolded part, because not all the public's going to see the action steps down below right away.
So may I make a suggestion that for 2.3, the bold face, increase opportunities for meaningful community input and participation to build public trust and foster positive relationships.
Okay, and then that would bring that phrasing back in. Do we have the word collaborate somewhere? Which was one of our ideas, is that we're collaborating. Not just increasing opportunities for meaningful community input, but we were going to actually collaborate with the community when we could. And I don't know if that word has just been eliminated. That would solve the part of the 2.6. I would ask where the word collaborate is, and if people feel that that's been addressed through the remaining 3 that staff has.
Collaborative community input and participation to build public trust and foster positive relationships.
We could do that. You'd have to say it again though, because here I'm going to try to take notes as we add words. So Mrs. Oakes has a suggestion building off of Mrs. Mayo.
Increase opportunities for meaningful, collaborative community input and participation to build public trust and foster positive relationships.
Does that make sense? For meaningful, collaborative
community input,
participation to build
public trust and foster positive relationships.
Okay. Now, given we're still at 3 now, we're folding them together, but we took 2.1 out. So would that have addressed all 5 remaining ones? So number 2.5, where is that? Cultivate community business. Just to verify.
That was 1.2.4 and 0.5 because it was almost word for word the same as the old 1.6.
Okay, so it's no longer a bolded goal. It's now in a part of the action steps. Okay, so foster positive relationships in our district. Okay, so are people comfortable with 2.5 being removed and absorbed somewhere?
I think it's, staff has addressed it in several different places in working with business in the community and developing partnerships. It's in 2.3.3, and it's also in the one that Mr. Richards just mentioned.
Okay, and anybody, so if we were to accept the three bolded that staff have, those are the three that would go, say, on a chart or a brochure or something, or a card, you know, where you would see those three, and does that represent all of what we had in two? If you just don't see the action steps right away, would you be comfortable with those three? That's real, I view this as sort of the brochure version, you know, the poster size. Would you be comfortable with those three?
Well, the boldface section up above, discussing engage and reach all stakeholders and increase opportunities for meaningful community input and participation to advance student achievement and learning in all subject areas. So I think it, you may wish to acknowledge community, business, and higher education, but then who else do we add to the list?
Right. So that's kind of the overarching philosophical statement, which conveys a good message, and then the three bolded would be adequate for you, that would accomplish what we hoped in this section. That's all I'm looking for, because those are the three the public will see, not the six. They'll see the three, and is that a good representation? Okay, so we did kind of tweak number 3, and I'm sure you've got it all memorized now. It's not in the parking lot, it's on the paper here, and I can read through those at the end. Okay, so going on to number 3, which is on high quality effective staff. Number 3 was, it looked to me when I read this, and tell me if it matches what you think. I saw 3.1, and then I saw 3.2 and 3 as blended into one.
Correct.
3.2 and 3 became a single bold,
Yes.
bolded item. And then 3, 4, and 5 became part of the action steps. Is that what I thought now? I didn't write it down.
3.5 became 3.3.
3.5 became 3.3, and then
Okay.
if you look at
Got it. And 3.4 became under
3.3 and 3.4 became 3.2.4 and 3.2.5.
Okay. I saw them all in here when I was reading through
Yeah,
it.
we just organized
a
them.
couple were more of the action steps. So then I go back to looking at the bolded ones, which are now 3 of them. And if that's all you saw on a chart as the public, you know, up on your wall chart, would that convey what we want to in in number 3, high quality effective staff? So we have ensured that every classroom has a high quality and culturally competent educator. They'd see that. They'd see ensure that every school is supported, which was an added word, supported, but that was good. Ensure that every school is supported by high quality site and district level administrators and support staff, and build staff morale and efficacy, ensuring that staff considers MDUSD a preferred place to work. So we would have hit upon, under that category, we would have hit upon the educators or the teachers in the classroom. The administrators and support staff are listed, and then staff morale and efficacy would be addressed. So we hit upon, I think, the employees, all categories of employees, and then we hit upon the morale issue. Were there ones that the rest of the board saw that were omitted that you wanted to advocate for? Does that seem representative then? Okay, and we have still our philosophical statement was intact, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, I didn't see much change in that. Okay,
I'm
so
going to make a request if the board would indulge us. Could we skip to 5, because I have to actually leave at 7 for a meeting, and I was part of the group that did 5 in its fiscals. So we could do 5 and then bounce to 4.
I can go out of order. Even though I'm linear, I actually can go out of order. So number 5